What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to the Crypto Catch Up. Of course, your number one place to catch up on crypto. Now, I'm sorry for my absence. As many of you do know, I am a professional kickboxer. I had a fight on Friday, so since then I've been healing up. We did get the win, but I am happy to be back to work. And of course, in today's episode, what we're going to be doing is taking a quick look at some things that are happening with, the crypto market that I do feel are important, that are actually very positive and bullish, to give me even more bullish conviction, especially for the long term. And I wanted to share them with you today. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, my friends, and let's catch up on crypto. Now, don't forget, if you do want to trade some Bitcoin on up to 50 to 100x leverage, you can use my Margex link down in the description below. You're going to get up to $10,000 in bonuses when you do sign up and start trading. And the craziest part is you don't need to KYC, meaning you don't need to give them your personal information. You can just sign up, start trading, and get up to $10,000 in bonuses. So make sure you do take advantage of that with the link in the description below. But getting an overall feel for this market, things have been looking pretty damn good this last week. Of course, this market would wait for the 1 week where I sign off to start doing good. You're welcome. I'm kind of a counterbalance for this crypto market, I guess. But what we can see here is, of course, right, we have things like SUI and Aave and even VET down there, Hex, WLD, IMX, all making some beautiful gains. But I mean, even ETH coming in at 15%, even Bitcoin coming in at 9%. So overall, putting in some beautiful growth. And I'm very happy to see, a week that looks like this, right? We've been getting beat up for a couple weeks, and so, or a couple months realistically. And so seeing a week like that looks like this does look pretty damn good. Now, overall, though, what we do have to consider is that on the month, things are still in recovery. One of the biggest issues that I do have with what I've seen, especially over the last few days that I've been away, is so many YouTubers coming out and saying, oh, we're back, the bull market's back, locked in, confirmed, price discovery soon, and like all of these things. And it bothers me so much because you can't really say those types of things until you've recovered. We're still in recovery. You look at something like Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is still within this descending channel. It's still in this macro structure. It's not even set one higher high on a macro scale yet. And so how can you say those things, right? Now, if Bitcoin breaks up here and we're here, that's a whole different story. Now we're in a spot where, yeah, we might be back, baby, but we're not there yet. And so what you have to understand is that although things are good, things are not great yet. And so you need to, of course, be cautious and continue to let this market recover. Now, what I will say, and let's kind of get into what I'm so excited about, right? You've seen the title, and I am very excited about something, and I do think that something is very, very good for this market, especially because we've been watching certain things every single day. And what we were going to focus on today is the fact that people are starting to have rational reactions to market movements now, which oftentimes, when that happens, opens up the door of opportunity for growth to the upside or the downside, depending on the market sentiment. Now, let me explain what that means. So over the last few months, okay, let me tell you what would happen. Over the last few months, this crypto market would do this. It would start to rally. The market would get way too overextended. Everybody would be screaming, jumping, so joyous, saying that, oh, we're back, we're back, we're back. I mean, to an extent that we've realistically never seen before. Open interest would continuously climb. Everybody would start going long. People would start freaking out. And as a result of this overreaction, the market would then, of course, head to liquidate those people to the downside. And it happened every single time, okay? It happened here, it happened here, it happened here. It's been happening over and over and over again. And I told you guys, the only time realistically that we will be able to see this market sustainably continue a trend to the upside is when people stop overreacting to these moves in which the market is making at this given point. And what we can see is some early signs that this might be on the way. Let me explain. So what we have seen over the last couple weeks, right? I mean, realistically, let's just call it from September 7th to now. So that gives us a nice 16 days. Okay, so about 2 weeks or so. We have seen Bitcoin rally 20%, driving the rest of the market up because, of course, we are still in Bitcoin season, right? We're not in altcoin season yet. We're not fully in Bitcoin season anymore, but we're definitely not in altcoin season. And so as a result of being in Bitcoin season, we have seen it driving the rest of the market up. You can look at something like Total 1, and as you can see, again, boom, market climbing upwards. Total 2, market climbing upwards. And so this, of course, has been incredibly bullish, like we saw from crypto bubbles, right? The last week, very, very bullish. Now, recently, and based off of historical data from the last, say, 3 months, what should happen here is that everything just goes haywire. Everyone gets too excited. Everyone starts freaking out. Everybody starts screaming that this is the moment where the market is back. And we see, of course, the crypto fear and greed index just absolutely shoot off to the upside. Now, if I do zoom in here on the crypto fear and greed index, what you can see are some examples of this, right? Look at this time in which we saw Bitcoin make this little move right here. We saw the crypto fear and greed index hit a 76, which was greed. Same thing right here. We saw it hit about a 72, 73 at its peak, maybe a little higher. Yeah, 74 at its peak, immediate greed. Up here, we could see we were in the 80s. Very, very high moment of greed. But something is changing now. In the moment in which we finally started to see this market catch some momentum to the upside, we have only really pushed into a point of neutrality. Now, Tyler, why is that important? Well, there's a major difference between neutrality and greed. Okay, and the difference here is that in a moment in which we are seeing this market making the biggest rally that it's made in terms of price percentage growth since this one, but we're only seeing the crypto fear and greed index reaching a point of greed or a point of neutrality rather than greed, it tells us that the people are getting a little bit more cautious. They're not overreacting as much. We're not seeing people just going crazy stupid on leverage, expecting that this market is immediately going to jump up and that this is going to be the time in which we hit 100K. People are starting to get rational. In moments in which rationality enters into the market, it makes it harder for the lizard people, as we call them here on the channel, to manipulate this market into liquidating as many people as possible because there's less emotion. And so in a moment like this, in which we are seeing people just chill out a little bit, it opens the door for this market to be able to continue higher. Now, that is a good thing. I do want to add a caveat though. What you do have to understand is people are still being a little bit irrational to some degree, right? If we do go to the liquidation map, the 1 day is balanced, and that's a good thing. About the same amount of liquidations happen to the downside as to the upside. I love to see that. But if we do look at the 7 day, way more liquidations if this market pulls down. We look at the 30 day, way more liquidations if this market pulls down. So there is still the risk, right? People are still going big on leverage, expecting this market to continue upwards. And so the likelihood is here, we're going to see it have some pullbacks in which it drops maybe 4, 5, 6% at a time. That's very likely going to happen. But in the grand scheme of things, people are making smarter decisions. And even in moments in which we maybe do see this market pull back to liquidate the people, right? Liquidate them like this, we might be in a spot in which we can see this market start to hold and try to continue upwards, very similarly to what we saw right here. Realistically, this is the first macro higher low that we've set in a very long time. And it's a result of people starting to become more rational. And so because of this and seeing that, you guys know we've been watching the crypto fear and greed index, the RSI heat map, liquidation map, every single day here on the channel. So when we see differences like this, we know they're important. And I think that this is a good thing. I think it's a beautiful thing. And as a result of it, now that we are seeing the sentiment start to rationalize a little bit, I am going to increase the size of my daily September dollar cost average that you guys know that I've been doing. Now, guys, don't forget, if you do want to see the other things that I'm buying, my portfolio, these videos early, I have a professional trader who trades and posts his trades and much more. It is linked down in the Patreon down below. If you do want to go check that out, it would support me a ton. So feel free to go do it. But I really wanted to get back into the mix of the channel, start posting my videos again, and start off with some good news, just letting you guys know what's happening, why it's important, and why I think that it's a good thing. And so, of course, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you starting to feel a little bit better in this market? How do you feel in this market right now? Do you feel good? Do you feel bad? Because we're at neutrality. So some people feel good, some people feel bad, and I want to know what my followers are at. So let me know down in the comments below. You guys know I try to answer every single comment down there, so feel free to leave one down there, and I can't wait to see you all in the next crypto catch up. Peace out, everybody.